All right, number 2. It says, let's find the answer to number 1 algebraically as opposed to graphically. All right, so in A it says, rewrite your inequality from 1A as an equation by replacing the inequality with an equal sign. So here again, they're telling you exactly what they want you to do. So the inequality from 1A, I'm going to write that, whatever that function is, and I'm just going to represent that function using f of x, and this is not the specific function, equals 18,000. And remember, you're going to place f of x with the specific function. Now, once you have that equation, this equation, it says in B, is known as a corresponding equation. So you need to be aware of that vocabulary word. It is a corresponding equation. That's what this one is. Put an arrow to it. All right, and it says solve the corresponding equation. Now, this is a quadratic. So because it's a quadratic, you will probably have to solve it using factoring. So I'm just going to write factor it, where you're going to move everything on one side of the equal sign. You're going to set it equal to 0. So whatever it's going to be the function, whatever that function is, because you'll figure that out, minus 18,000 equals 0. And once you have it written out, you're going to factor it. All right, then in C, it says when solving an inequality, the solutions of the corresponding equation are called critical values. So your solutions in that quadratic, they're also your zeros. That's another word for it. They're also x-intercepts. So these are all synonyms for critical values. It says these values determine whether inequality is true or false. Place the critical values on the number line below from your original inequalities. Number line below. And then from your original inequalities, use an open circle if the value is not included and a closed circle if the value is included. All right, so again, as a reminder, open circles go with less than and greater than, and closed circles, let me close it. I'm trying to close the circle, it's not letting me close it. Go with, let's see if I can move it up. Alright, so let me try it here. Alright, so again, open circles go with less than and greater than, and then your closed circles go with less than or equal to and greater than or equal to. Alright, so in our original inequality, we were dealing with greater than or equal to, so that means our circles are going to be closed. So I'm just going to put a circle here and here, because again, we're dealing with closed circles. Now, your endpoints are those critical values, whatever x is equal to. So one will go here, you're going to have an x right here, and you're going to have an x right here. Whatever it is, you have to find out what it is when you factor. All right, moving on. Now you can test your inequality by substituting any value from a given interval on the number line. Now this is a number line. We have to remember that to the very far left, that's going to be negative infinity. And to the very far right, that's going to be positive infinity. So what they're asking you to do is, from negative infinity to that first x that you get to, find a number that you can use as a test value. And then, by test value, they mean you're going to take that number and put it into the original and see if it is true. If it is true, you're going to shade that part. If it's not true, you're going to leave it blank. Then you go to the middle section. And I'll put this x1, x sub 1, and x sub 2 because it's two different x's. So here between x sub 1 and x sub 2, you're going to pick a number. You're going to take that number, you're going to substitute it into the inequality, and then you're going to see if it is true. If it is true, you're going to shade between x sub 1 and x sub 2. If it's not true, you're going to leave it blank. The next thing you're going to do is pick a number between x sub 2 and infinity. You're going to take that number, substitute it into the inequality, and then if it's true, you shade that portion of the number line, and if it's not true, then you don't shade it. So that's basically what you're doing with D. All right. Now, in E, it's asking you to compare your test in 2D with your answer in 1D. What do you notice? That means this is a thinking question. You have to look at the two and compare them. Comparing means what makes them similar and what makes them different.